Hello, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is Jake back here again. I know I've taken a little bit of a hiatus. That was my fault. I know I haven't posted in a while. Again, my fault. But I'm back. 2018 playoff prediction divisional round, and it was a crazy first week. There were a lot of upsets. Half of my playoff prediction bracket is already broken. So I'm just going to start anew with you guys. So we'll just get right into it. The first game, the 1 o'clock game the 4 o'clock game on Saturday. That's the Falcons going to play the Philadelphia Eagles. Matt Ryan versus Nick Foles, the matchup we never wanted, but we have. So this game, I have the Falcons destroying the Eagles. They're going to win 26-14. The Falcons are going to win this game through defense and their just overwhelming passing game. There's a couple players that are key players for the Falcons, and that's Julio Jones and Deion Jones, two Joneses. And the reason these two are so important is because Julio is just going to shred the defensive secondary. I think Julio is going to finish with over 100 yards, over 8 catches, and at least a touchdown. He beat the brakes off of the Los Angeles Rams secondary, and they have a far superior defense than not defense, but secondary than the Eagles do. And I think that trend is going to continue. And Julio is going to go for like 120 and a touchdown. And Deion Jones, who is, in my opinion, the best linebacker on the Falcons, as including like Vic Beasley and all the outside linebackers that they have. He's so fast and so versatile. He can play in their dime packages, any sub package that they have, their base packages. He's just moving all over the field, flying to the football. I think he had double-digit tackles last game against the Rams. He can guard players out of the backfield. He can guard players in the slot even if he needs to. He's not a liability in coverage, and I think that him manning the middle of that defense, Nick Foles is going to have a hard time throwing the ball anywhere in the middle of the field when he's there. The only hope that I'm going to give the Eagles, and the only way that the Eagles can win this game, is by controlling the clock and running the ball. So, Jay Ajayi, Wendell Smallwood, all these other running backs that they have, LeGarrette Blount, they're going to have to step up big. It's go time for them because they can't rely on Nick Foles to do anything for them, to be honest. Nick Foles is a complete liability. This would be a completely different game if Carson Wentz was in, but he's not in. So they have to win this game through the running game, and I just don't see them realistically doing that. So the Eagles will lose 26-14. Final score, Falcons will advance to the next round. Second game, 8 o'clock game, Saturday night. This is the primetime night package game, and it is the Tennessee Titans, the surprising team. No one thought that they would even make the playoffs, and here they are in the second round. I have the Patriots winning 26-20, and I think that this game is going to be a lot closer than people think, and a lot closer than people realize. The Titans play teams pretty well. All their games are fairly close, and they've been fairly close this entire season. I think that the Titans' strengths, match up pretty well against the Patriots' weaknesses. And if they can do exactly what they want to do, then I think that this game is going to be closer than people realize. I think the spread for this game, the Vegas spread, is like 14 points, and that's, in my opinion, way too large. But I still have the Patriots winning. I think they're just a more mature veteran team with better talent. And the way that the Patriots are going to win is destroying the biggest weakness of the Titans, which is their secondary. You saw Travis Kelce absolutely destroy the Titans secondary and their linebacking core in the game that They played against the Chiefs last week, and in my opinion, the Chiefs would have won if Kelsey was still in the game. And Gronk is just a bigger, better version of Kelsey. So if he remains healthy the entire game, I don't really see how the Titans are going to be able to contain him. And I think that Tom Brady is just too good at short intermediate throws for the Titans secondary to cover. But the Titans, I think, can't win this game. And here's exactly how I think they can win. They got to control the clock and get very long drives for 6, and they cannot take 3 in this game. Like, no matter what, they gotta take a lot of chances, and that includes going for it on 4th down earlier in the game. So like maybe even in the second quarter, 4th and 1 situations on the goal line, they're going to have to go for it. Possibly pulling out some tricks in the playbook. I don't know what type of trick plays that they have, but they're going to pull every stop out. They have to pull every stop out. You can't play the Patriots at home and play 95%. You got to play 100%. Got to pull everything out. And yeah, I think if the Titans do that, control the clock, get long drives, wear the Patriots defense out with Derrick Henry and even with Marcus Mariota running, that they can slow the game down to an affordable pace and keep Brady off the field, which is great for them. I think that if the Titans can force some turnovers, which they might be able to against Brady, because their pass rush is pretty good, right? Everyone always, loves, the Von Millers and the Joey Bosa's of the world, and I love those guys too. But the Titans have some very good pass rushers. They were 5th in the NFL in sacks this season, which I don't think people realize. And they send pressure from everywhere. Dick LeBeau is extremely good at sending heat from all different type of angles. They have some really good middle linebacker blitzes. They drop some safeties down and blitz them sometimes. So I think that the Titans are going to get a couple hits at Brady. And if they can capitalize on those hits and those limited chances that they're going to get and force maybe 2 turnovers, that they can definitely win the game and hold the ball. But it's going to be an uphill battle. You're going into Foxborough with a third-year quarterback, a backup running back, and a weak defensive secondary against a team that, for the most part, is the best passing team and the passing unit in the NFL. So I think that the Patriots will squeak one out, but it will be closer than people are giving them credit for. Then we move on to the Sunday games, and that is the Jaguars going to Pittsburgh and playing the Steelers. I think that this is going to be a similar blowout to what I have the Falcons beating the Eagles with. The Steelers are going to walk over the Jaguars. I don't really think it's going to be much of a competition. People are giving Jacksonville a lot of credit, and rightfully so. They have a great defense. They have, in my opinion, the best defense in the NFL still. But the Jaguars' offense is way too one-dimensional. It's essentially run with Leonard Fournette, and when Blake Bortles sees 9 in the box, throw it over the middle for a 15-yard gain, and that's their entire offense. Right? They scored 10 points against the Bills, and it came down to the final drive where Nathan Peterman threw an interception. Like, you're going to have to score more than 10 points against the Steelers. That's just a fact. The key for the Steelers to winning this game is to limit Leonard Fournette. And if you limit Leonard Fournette, they have no offense. Blake Bortles is going to turn the ball over at least once. That's a fact. If Blake doesn't have at least 2 interceptions this game, I'll be shocked. And I think that the Steelers' defense is very capable of doing that. They have some pretty good players on the defense. No one's elite, but they have good guys all around, especially in the front 7 with Cam Hayward and TJ Watt in there. They have some pretty good guys. The Jaguars The Jaguars can win this game with defense. If they do exactly what they did against the Steelers actually in the regular season, where they forced like 5 turnovers on Big Ben, they can definitely win this game. But realistically, when is the last time you've seen Ben throw back-to-back 5 interception games against a team? Like, I don't think that's ever happened in his career. So I don't really see a way that the Jaguars can win this, and the Steelers are gonna roll them 31-17. The final game I have, it's Saints-Vikings, and this is going to be the best game of the week, in my opinion. I think that the Vikings are an extremely solid team, and I think that the Saints are just right there with them, like maybe a smidge below them, but they're just right there. And I have the Vikings winning this game 24-21. The Vikings are going to win with their suffocating defense and their running game. Everson Griffin, can't say enough about that guy. He's a stud. Linval Joseph is a stud. They got crazy stud corners. Xavier Rhodes is a top 5 corner in the NFC. Harrison Smith might be the best safety in the NFL. That defense is ridiculous. I don't see the Saints breaking off a lot of big plays, and that's what their whole offense is built on, is large chunk plays, moving the ball downfield very quickly, and I don't see them being able to do that. And I think that the defense is going to be able to force a turnover too. So it's up to the offense for the Saints, and I don't really think that the Saints are going to be able to move the ball like quite as effectively as they're used to. And alright, you guys, that's going to do it for me. This is Jake from Sports Look. We are finally back. Hopefully you enjoy this video, and please subscribe. I know that I haven't been pushing content for the last couple of months, but I'm going to try and push more. I have a break coming up, so hopefully you'll see a lot more stuff from me, and I'll see you guys later.